Our commencement speaker today is Dr. Yvonne Moody, professor in Chadron State College's Applied Sciences Department. When she enrolled in home economics at CSC in the fall of 1971, she came in on the ground floor of a new phase of the program. During the first semester of her freshman year, she was enrolled in the last home ec class to be taught in old admin. She and her classmates packed up supplies and equipment in the clothing, textiles, and food labs on the south side of the third floor and moved them to the newly constructed Burkeiser Technology Complex. Later, the students unpacked the materials in the spacious new labs. Moody graduated with her bachelor's degree in 1974, returned to CSC as a GA in 1976, and was hired as a full-time faculty member in 1979. She later earned her doctorate from the University of Nebraska. Receiving the Leader Award in the Nebraska Association of Family and Consumer Sciences in 2007 was a highlight of her career. She credits her professional FCS network as well as the CSC campus community with a number of opportunities, like serving as an interim in the Nebraska State College System Board of Trustees in 1975, when former Chadron State College President Ed Nelson was interim board chairman. Please join me in welcoming today's commencement speaker, Dr. Yvonne Moody.
Good morning, and thank you. Thank you very much for the vote of confidence that I might be able to do this, and I hope that I can with my little sticky notes here. It is truly an honor, and I'm humbled. I'm not typically your graduate faculty. I only have one course, and it is an undergraduate graduate course that I get to teach. But I have served on many committees, and I must tell you, masters, I have learned a great deal from you, and I appreciate that. So I want to thank you, and I really do want to thank all of these leaders of mine and mentors who've given me this opportunity. Coming from the discipline of home economics and family and consumer sciences, I think my perspective on life is a little different than many in education. And what I want to talk about today are the 3 R's, and they may not be the same 3 R's that were part of education when I was growing up. Yes, reading, writing, arithmetic is still very important, but I think the most important 3 R's in our world today are relationships, resources, and responsibilities. And that's what we're all about. In home economics, we learned how to use our resources to the very best extent possible. We are all about relationships. And I have found that in all of my experiences from being a very small early learner, soaking up and absorbing everything that my slightly older sister brought home from kindergarten, and then first grade, and then when I actually got to go to school with her, that same one-room country school, I soaked up every bit of opportunity that I could, even from 3rd graders and 4th graders and 6th graders and those great big 8th graders. There was a luxury of living in a time when we had the multi-age experience in good old country school, and yes, outhouses too. You learn a lot in those kinds of environments, and one of them, the most important thing, was relationships. That Miss Hannafelt knew how to do it. She made every one of us feel special, even David, who often wet his pants. And like Josh told us last night, she suggested dark pants and spares in your lunchbox. A lot of those little rules in life have been very important. And don't worry about it. Things happen. Life goes on, and you just have to dry off and move on. I was trying to think of some other ways to relate these important life lessons and look to those who've been here before. We had some wonderful words from Bruce Home last year, and several years prior. Another teacher of the year, Dr. Jim O'Rourke, and their messages may have been very similar. Make every opportunity that you have to network and build upon the relationships and the skills and the knowledge that you have earned here, and carry them forward now as leaders. Take that next step. Use the resources you've been given and you've sourced for yourself. Do it well. Because I teach mostly undergraduates, I'm going to talk about resources that they are teaching me about. You really truly can Google anything. So I did a little of that in preparation for this speech. You can Google great speeches of all times. I thought about using some Michelle Obama words, but that's already been done. And then I looked at Randy Pouch's last lecture. It's over an hour long. I didn't really want to do that, but boil that down, and it really does become the 3 R's. Nurture relationships while you have them. I would not be here today if it were not for those who nurtured me and inspired this world of education. That is the best place if you want to continue learning all your life long. And I think we all should try to do that. It is a good way to extend one's life, we have learned. To make a high quality life, we need to really look at the way in which we use our resources. In family and consumer sciences, we talk about the very fundamental things: food, clothing, and shelter. Eat the right foods. And Dr. Ellis didn't really hammer on that point very much last night, but we all need to eat our vegetables. We really do. And it will be important more than ever, I think, to take good care of the bodies that we're given, to stay out of the healthcare system. We need to think about why there are people today who are homeless and what we can do about that, rather than thinking about, can I build a bigger, better house or have a second or third home somewhere else? Why are the distribution of resources so uneven and unequal in this country? We need more people who are looking to bring a better distribution of resources across our entire population, not only here at home, but across the world. Responsibilities, that's the name of the game that you are being launched into, little eagles. As I started as a freshman here and got those first feathers of the wing to go out and become a teacher, I had to continue practicing and working at this job of teaching. It is a never-ending challenge. And once you get the opportunity to guide others, give them the inspiration that they need to grow and to become leaders, as you are. I wanted to revisit not only those 3 R's, but the golden rule that I believe has been tarnished a bit in several decades. Instead of doing unto others as we would have them do unto us, we've had a few decades of do it before they do it to us. And I don't think that Hammurabi rule is really a way to advance civilizations. There are those who are talking today about the platinum rule. And I really find in my life, if you treat people the way that they would like to be treated, you're rewarded so much more richly. So please do. Husbands, wives, children, parents, teachers, bosses, leaders, treat others as they would like to be treated, and they will be responding in like manner. I think that is the greatest way we may advance our civilization. And it is a responsibility to take care of not only one another, but those around us. Yeah, and where is my final? Oh, yes. One of my favorite leaders that I was acquainted with here at Chadron State is sort of the mother of home economics, a little lady by the name of Ellen H. Richards. She was kind of a maverick in her day. She did things that others did not expect. And hey, she was a homeschooled kid. she did well. She was the first woman to be admitted to MIT after she completed her studies at Vassar and decided that the world needed science. And science, the best understanding and application of science begins in the home. And the best education also begins in the home. Her quote was, "The quality of life depends on the ability of society to teach its members how to live in harmony with their environment, their family, their community, and the world." And I really think that is the quality we all should be seeking at this point. So I would like to reiterate my nudge to each of you to think about the 3 R's, the new 3 R's: relationships, resources, use them wisely, and your responsibility now. Care about others, make a difference, and Jim O'Rourke's words, give a shit. We've got to care about one another in order to make a real difference. So good luck to all of you, and it has been an honor and my privilege to come to know you. Thank you.